Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dennis and Andy Show. We are back, 3 o'clock, the new time slot, so you can watch us and then kick back, relax, and roll right into the graybeards with Aaron, Kelsey, Gary Martin, and David Williams. Look what we're wearing. Kor-Drath beanies, everybody. Had to twist his arm. I don't like to wear hats. I'm like, put it on.
He did. It's so hot in
It's
here.
worse than a sleeve. He's like, oh, it's just like wearing a sleeve on my head. I'm like, shut your mouth and wear the hat.
Now, if only I would have had this last week.
That's right. When he was in Alaska,
Then I was able to wear it. But
what do we have here? Clink, clink, cheers. Gently.
oh yeah.
Oh.
Frosty Kor-Drath.
Little frosted Kor-Drath. I've got a little pumpkin going on. It's that time of year. And Dennis has mud.
The good stuff.
Ugh.
That's right. So a little beer, a little show, a little Kor-Drath.
That's right. If you want a mug, go to andysmithart.com. That's where the mugs are available under the shop section. I got to get a chance to actually put them on the Kor-Drath website. I got to set up a store for the Kor-Drath website. So I will. And get yourself a frosty mug. Put it right in your freezer. It's so good.
Will's got a great question.
When can we buy Kor-Drath arm sleeves? You can buy as soon as Dennis gets his T-shirts and he cuts them off. You can buy those.
That's right, because T-shirts have been ordered. So all of my T-shirts versions will have minus sleeves once they arrive. So I will have extra sleeves. So if you want just the sleeves of Kor-Drath, let me know.
That's right. Randy, thank you. He posted the link if you'd like to get your own frosty mug. We've sold a number of them. So there you go. Let's say hi to people. Dr. Mask, hello. Being able to watch us live. That's right. Well, 3 o'clock is the new time. Randy Howe, of course, hello. Will Itzel, hello. Dr. Mask, yep. Joe Bernardo, hello.
Aloha.
Let's go Niners into the trash can. Even though Brock Purdy is my backup quarterback on my fantasy team, we'll talk about that later. I haven't put him in yet because my other quarterback's doing good. JP Roca in his house. Marcus is here. Blackjack is here. Beautiful, beautiful. Dan Lawlis is here. And he's our guest. So there you go. Nicholas Gear, hello. Nomad Damon, hello. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to have Dennis back in town. Prater, hello. Dennis said, even though he had a fun week on his cruise, the hardest part was not being able to call me every day. I expect that.
So you know what? The one thing about it was no internet unless you were on an excursion in Alaska somewhere and you were in town. Otherwise, I had no internet, no connection. It was the most liberating thing for really. We were there about 8 days and, plus all the traveling. It was great just being unplugged from everything. But, man, very glad to be back.
Yeah, Bart joined the fantasy league. Him and I are tied for last place, 0-2. So,
and he's missing one important thing, though.
Am I?
The guy in first place.
Oh, my daughter's in second place.
Oh, yeah. Guess who's in first place? The guy everybody laughed at. Oh, yeah. Mr. First Place. I'll take it even if it's just this week because we will see. I had Chubb, and he's out for the season.
That excited to be back. You got Chubb, huh?
I did. I got Chubb. He was my number 2 pick, and he's out for the season. So I am screwed. I am screwed so badly that I'm even going to start Dak this week. That's how bad I am in.
Why? Who's your other quarterback?
Goff. Goff has done awesome for me.
Then why would you start Dak?
I am starting Dak because of who they're playing this week. And I got a feeling Dak might actually have a good week.
Oh.
He has had a crappy season so far.
Did you get to see any polar bears?
Polar bears? No, they're
not in
not in
Moose?
Alaska. I did get to see black bears and nope, also not there.
Really? You got to be racist our first show back?
Black bears
Black bear.
and
Oh, my
brown
God, you
bears.
said it again. Oh,
That's
my God.
right. That's
no white
right.
bears. That's why I said polar bears.
And we got to see humpbacks and orcas and
You got a hunchback on your trip, a Notre
yep,
Dame?
Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know, we should probably bring in Dan because, you know,
Hello,
it is
Dan.
just worth bringing Dan in so he can listen to your dribble.
That's right.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
How's it
Dan.
going?
How are you, man?
Have you been to Alaska, Dan?
No, I haven't.
No,
I think I'd
neither
like to,
have I.
though. It looks...
Have you had 3 vacations this year, Dan?
No vacations.
Right? I'm with you. This guy in the spring, 2 weeks in South Korea, then beginning of summer, week and a half road trip, go visit some capitals in Niagara Falls and New York he's never seen. And then last week, a little cruise to Alaska. So when people like us don't take vacations, people like him make up for it by taking 3.
Oh, okay. You got me covered then, Dennis? Okay.
I do.
Yes.
Matter
Okay,
of
thank
fact,
you.
I'll even show you some pictures later.
Yeah,
Dan.
send me
Good.
pictures, and then I feel like I've been there, and I, just
You've been there, you've done that.
take a picture of your food, before and after you eat it, so I get the full experience.
You know, the funny thing is, my wife actually did that. We have 2 special eating things on the cruise, and they're special dining. I didn't bring my phone to any of them because I have no internet, but my wife did, so she brought her phone. I don't have the pictures, but I may have just had the best steak that I ever had.
Why do you need a phone to take a picture?
Well, there's no point in carrying around a phone everywhere
There's
on
no
the
point in
ship.
carrying around that small phone that barely weighs anything, doesn't take up much space. Just in case there's something you're like, I should take a pic. I can't. I don't.
My
have
wife
phone.
took it. We
She
got
take
it.
of your steak.
We got it. Not of my. Yeah, I've got one of the steak. Yeah, she's
All right.
got it.
What was the question? How soon in advance do you or other artists plan their convention schedule? So for me, it's pretty much I do specific conventions every year. So I do South Carolina Comic Con every year. I do Charlotte Mini Con that Shelton Drum, the guy that does Heroes Con, does in January every year. I do Heroes Con every year. I do South Carolina Comic Con Junior, which is coming up in October.
Yay.
Every year. Besides that, I plan on doing Garden State next year again in June. And besides those conventions, it really just comes down to if I get an email from somebody saying, hey, you want to come out to a convention? So there you go.
Are you going to go to Motor City, possibly?
When is it?
Well, next year. I think Billy's coming to the next year's one. I think there's one.
I haven't been to Motor City in 20 years, 25 years. Like the actual Motor City Con, the last one.
Detroit?
Was late 90s.
Yeah, Detroit. It's a pretty good con. It's pretty big. It's decent. It's a decent size. It's in Nova, actually. Detroit.
Yeah, Nova. Do you go to it? Like, is that
I haven't in years. I haven't in years, but that if there's a bunch of people going, I probably would go for sure. Even if I'm not setting up, I'll go meet you guys there.
That's what I was going to say. You can how far a drive is it?
Hour, I think.
Oh yeah,
less than an hour.
Definitely. Will says, Dennis, you were in Niagara Falls and didn't tell me. That's so rude. We could have got. Dude, he didn't tell Graham either. That's how selfish he is.
Well, and you know what?
Graham's backyard and
right?
doesn't even tell Graham.
No, we drove right through. We stopped to see the state capitol because now I've got 48 of the state capitals done. I'm hitting Sacramento this next summer, and then we're going to Honolulu for number 50, and then I will be done.
So we already know in 2024, Dennis has 2 vacations on the books.
That is correct because we're
probably fit in 2 more. Just saying.
Andy already wanted to jump in my luggage, so I said if he can fit, he can go.
See, I can say I sit next to a 1%er. What about you, Dan? You can say you're talking to one.
What's that? A 1%er?
Yeah, this is how the other half lives.
Oh, okay. Wow, good.
The guys who take vacations, apparently, and the guys who don't.
No. I mean, if you take 1 vacation a year, that's typical. But 3 or 4.
Well, no, this has been very atypical. It's just the way it's worked. My daughter moving home from Korea changed everything. My wife actually was able to take off of work for the first time and, for extended period. So hey, it worked out. Can't beat up a guy for going.
Why not? Hey, do it now while you can, you know.
Exactly.
That's right. What the hell? There was something else I was going to bring up. We're actually, for you guys, seeing a movie tonight. So tomorrow you'll get a movie review from us instead of Friday.
Because we're behind. My bad.
Yep. So tonight we will be seeing, was it The Haunting in Venice? Or what,
Yeah, the new Agatha Christie one. The first two were great, so we're going to see that one. Even my wife is going to join us. She surprised me out of the blue. She's going to go see it, meet us there, and yeah, that should be great. And then we're going to figure out something, see which one we're going to see on our usual Thursday night. And then I did get home. I finished off Lioness, so I did get caught up late last night. Finished off that series, and I got caught up with Ahsoka. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. And I don't know why I torture myself. I think I do it for you guys.
What's up, David Brohawk? Hello. Thank you for watching. That's why we do it, so you can pop in before you do the Graybeards. Will says, if I'm in Buffalo, he'll take me out for wings.
Don't invite Dennis.
Art of Roy wants to know why Dan Lawlis looks like a younger John Malin.
Cool.
That's a compliment, too.
Yeah.
Because, you're quite a few years older than John Malin.
10 years at least.
Yeah. You got to like to hear that. Just stay at your morning exercise routine and your great eating and, apparently wings and some Chinook beer.
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds good. You make me hungry, man.
Art of Roy says, will Dennis do a Bobart at the theater?
Well, my wife is
if he
sitting
wants to
next
grab
to
my
me.
boob, he can. Oh. It's weird, though, because he says his wife's going because she wants to see the movie. When she messaged me and said, can I go? Because it's been a week and I need Andy back in my life. And I said, of course you can. She's sitting in between us, right?
Art of Roy said
no, she's sitting between us and the other guy.
She can sit between us. We can both boat with her.
Oh, wow. Yes. And for some reason, there will be a camera on the three of us just magically with infrared vision on there. So you guys will see that on the news tomorrow.
That's right. That is right.
Hey,
So
talk about feeling younger. Art of Roy called me Danny. And now I haven't
Danny.
I haven't heard that in a long time. My mom still calls me Danny, and some old friends still call me Danny.
Does she really? She still calls you Danny, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I take it Daniel's your full name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your mom still calls you Danny.
My mom, some of my family does, and good friends of old friends, So.
Not your wife, though. She knows better.
No, but she's welcome. I actually like it. I like it a lot. So.
Oh, well then, Danny Lawlis.
Danny Lawlis.
Dandy Danny. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. There you go. And speaking of what is Dan up to these days? Well, we can show you. Oh my God, look at that. It's a Bud Root 2-page spread. Dan might wow us with some of his coloring magic.
We got to make some adjustments. Actually, the interesting thing is, they were talking about the lettering and then I was on John's Malin's show and he mentioned it, and I was thinking it too. Like I was like, I don't know about that lettering. Then he said it, and that's what sometimes this is what's so awesome is you get confirmation from other artists immediately, and like, oh, there's something weird about that, and like, yep, that confirms that I was thinking too. So now I'm like, I could definitely want to change it, So
sure. So. Well, it's cool. I felt so bad because originally Bud said there wasn't going to be any dialogue. It was just going to be a few sound effects.
It was a silent story.
And then I see this and I'm like, damn it, Bud. And the only reason I said that is because I'm like, it's like it's easier to color without that stuff there. Originally when he said sound effects, I was going to tell him, just tell me what they are and I'll have my guy do it. But I was like, well, it's just a few sound effects. That's fine. Dan can color around that. Then I saw the word balloons and stuff. And I'm like, now you're just making Dan's life difficult.
This is really tough. This thing took me forever. But, I don't care. It's a labor of love. Yeah, I just, I'm having fun with it. So it's really great.
Dude, the Dark Worm. I mean, needless to say, Lilith looks fantastic. But Just the
Somebody
rendering.
said, Dan, get a haircut, you nerd. I mean, this is me with a haircut, dude. I usually, I've been getting more haircuts because I've been online more. But we're talking, this is as good as it gets, man.
Will says that's the most slappable booty I've seen in a long time. You know it. That's what Bud Root is great at doing. Let's see. A 2-page spread highlighting Lowlin's butt is absolutely justified. It's true. It is. Bud has 1 page left. I can tell you guys this. Once he gets it sketched out enough, he's out of town right now. Bud is. Once he gets it sketched out enough, he will send me a picture so I can show the initial layout. Dan, you'll probably enjoy that. Maybe, I don't know. The last page is a standalone splash page.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man.
So not.
Yeah, I'm just having. Obviously, you guys, I'm having a blast. It's just fun. So,
Yeah.
I do my regular work, and then this is just my fun stuff. This is when I'm just,
No, that's cool.
letting loose.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, I got back in town and I got to see this, and I was like, oh, love to see the finished product like that.
Yeah, I pay the crap out of this thing. Because the thing is, it's just. I mean, I'm going in there. I can bring in really. Look at how close I'm really painting every scale.
Dude, I told you those scales kick ass.
Yeah. So when you pull it back,
But let's see her booty. That's what we all want to see. Oh yeah.
There you go.
So out of curiosity, because I told Bud was, when he was working on it, he's like, oh, I just got to do the grayscale stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you really don't need to do the grayscale stuff because Dan's coloring it.
Yeah, but you know what? Like for some of his artwork, like on the girl, I take it out. I'm glad it's there because Bud's telling me how I should do that.
Right.
But then let me pull the option here. Whoops, darn it. What did I do?
Uh-oh. Hello.
Hang on a second. Where's my option here? Turn it. I'm trying to figure what's that. Okay, this is it. Okay, now you see the line work that's in there, but
Oh yeah.
I wanted to make it nice and smooth but
Right.
he showed me how he wants to render it. I follow
Right.
these lines for muscles, and then
Yeah.
so
look at
I still
that.
follow him. So, but
Very nice.
that's how I did the first cover. just like, okay, I'm gonna because with girls, you want very little texture.
Oh, I know.
and to get them beautiful. And so.
AJ says, what the heck? I thought Dennis got fired.
No. I held out like the UAW for more money. So I took a week, took a cruise, came back and got my raise. So here we go.
And I makes a dime. The UAW, those sons of bitches, I heard want 160 or something, 125 an hour, and they want to work a 32-hour
work week.
but they paid for 40. It's like, what are you guys smoking?
Yeah, the American dream right there.
Good Lord. That's crazy.
Isn't this a cute drawing of Bud's? I just thought this was adorable.
Yeah. Well, I just dig the whole sequence.
Yep.
The pig, the boar, whatever you want to call it, looks great. So have you actually started page 1 yet, or did you dive into this one?
Well, I flatted when I have this and page 1. I haven't really done much on page. I mean, I haven't finished much on page 1. Let's see.
AJ says Dennis is the Chevy Volt of the DNA show.
Well, I hope that means
it's
while
not-
they were still producing it, then yes.
So that's how it's it's flatted.
Oh,
So that's things are flatted, and you can't see. But everything's on different layers. It's just
oh yeah,
these are really complicated files.
dude, I've seen your files. I know.
They're huge. They're just
Let's see
massive.
that first panel though. It looks
Now this
like
one's
it's
the skin's relatively. She's relatively done on the skin.
Nice.
I probably go back and revisit more.
Oh, that's so cool.
Dan, that's just awesome.
All right, thanks. Yeah. Well, let's say Bud. He just he does all the work. I just got to finish it, and he's pointing me in that direction, and I
Right.
just finish it. So it's
That's
great. It's a
cool.
lot of fun. because he can draw up a storm. You know, he's really great.
Yeah, yeah.
So hey, do you want to do this? Let's do you guys, did you want to talk football first?
Oh, we can do it while it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, let's I gotta
You gonna
find
mess
that.
with the word balloons? Is that what you're gonna do? What are you gonna do? You tell us.
I'm gonna just change the colors, you know, because that's what you. I think it's a little much.
I'm gonna have a little sip out of my Kor-Drath frosted mug, 16-ounce mug, perfect to go in your freezer, and available at andysmithart.com in the store. Eventually, we'll get stuff up onto the actual Kor-Drath website.
Yeah, there's a nice close-up of it. It really turned out nice. It really did, guys. It's real glass. There's no plastic involved with this.
Oh, hell no. It's real glass. And I can tell you, talk about customer service. One of the customers bought 2 of them, and they said that they showed me a picture. One of them showed up shattered, and I contacted the manufacturer, and he got the replacement within 3 days.
That's quick.
So there you go.
Okay. Now, yeah, they have everything sort of the backs of these lettering on one layer and then the front on the other layer, you know. So
We'll see. Buccaneers, man. Baker Mayfield's not looking too shabby. So I tell you who he's looking better. He's looking better than Aaron Rodgers, that's for sure.
Yep. Monday Night Curse continues.
That's right. Go Bills. Graham was very excited. Aaron Lepresti's Nebraska college team, they came through, got him a win. So now they're 1-2. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
So simple.
it's so quick.
It is.
well, here's the thing. It's great. The reason I have everything on layers is I can lock the layer. So when I say flats, I call it with a flat shape.
Yep.
Go up that layers palette, lock that little lock up there, and then I can go right off the edge. Doesn't matter.
Oh, and it won't go outside of anything that's
Ah.
not, because behind that,
See that?
is the old checkerboard or whatever.
Yeah, see that? That's just not, that's on a different layer. It's on its own layer. So
Oh, see, I didn't know that's what that meant when you like, because in Photoshop, so guys, you're going to learn something about Photoshop. In Photoshop, when you're looking at a layer and all the way to the right on that line of the layer next to whatever you name it, there's that lock. When you have that selected, what's that do?
well, you want me to show you? Hang on, let me just finish this up here. Let's
Yeah.
just create a new layer, and I will get a shape. I'll make it kind of solid. Actually, it can be soft, it can be solid, either one, you know.
Right.
Okay, now I'm on the layer. I'm drawing on the layer, right? Okay. Now if I lock it,
Now, what lock?
let's take a different color.
The one to the right of it?
It'll only be. It's in the layers palette at the top. It's a little square thing.
Yeah.
Lock. Okay. So now see it's locked. I can color all over that, in any color I want, and it'll never affect
See, I never
anything
knew
outside. So that's why everything's on layers. So I can go in
Right.
and
So literally every flat, let's say, I'm just going to make a number up. This is a lesson in Photoshop. Who knew? Let's say you have a page and there's 10 flats on it, right? You'll have 10 different layers, one for each flat color.
yes, yeah. Like for this particular figure right here, you can't see, but I'll show you all the layers on this figure.
Right. One for
There's her skin, her wings, her hair, her armor, her horns, her nails, eyes, and lips. Actually, I think I forgot to do the horns. Shit, I did. I forgot the horns.
Okay.
Good thing I brought to my attention there.
Yeah, because most people, like when I got the colors back for Kor-Drath, I asked my colors to send me the layered files in case I have to do any tweaks. And he has the flats for the whole page on one layer and then the rendering on a layer above it. And then, above that, he'll have special effects and stuff in different things.
Well, with this, like with this figure, I have one layer, and then there are a bunch of layers above it that are locked, but they're clipped to the first layer of the body. I do the whole body first,
Right.
and then I but I let the first layer to be the skin. So like I say, everything else is, if you take it off here.
Jimmy Ray's in the house. Hello.
So everything is on. That's all the solid color there, and then all the flesh tones, and then I just added the items with a clip. Each of these layers above it are clipped to that one first layer.
Right.
So now the cool thing is, okay, want to see some cool things that you can do? Like that's all grouped in one group, all those layers,
Yeah.
and I can clip that, do a layer above the whole group and clip it to that whole group. Now it's going to affect everything, and I can do a multiply layer, and I can shade her a little bit if I want to here. Like, let me actually get. I think I have to.
See, I'll be honest.
I can add an effect like lighting.
I've been using Photoshop since version 1, and it just shows how much I still have to learn. I don't understand at all what you mean by clipping. So
yeah, well, it's in the pull down menu. What I should do is I could you could do it a little later or something. But let's do this lettering first. But I'll show you. I'm doing this thing. I'm looking right at the screen here. I'm sort of, so you're just seeing just the art. But I can make this such that you could see. I can go into my Wacom tablet here, and you can see all the layers and everything. We'll show you, maybe a little later. Let's just do this lettering first and get that out, and
sure.
Then we can. But you can see how I can affect. Now I can put it that a lighting effect if I wanted to over her, and it's kind of like it's sort of like it could focus on this light. Maybe it's just lighting her.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, but you see how I can go really as dark as I want.
Right. Wow. Yeah, but now you're just destroying her booty, Dan.
Yeah, which is exactly what we don't want to do.
No.
And you don't want to lose these those boots either, So
No, not at all.
literal boots. So let's just do the lettering real quick. And
Randy thinks there should be a handprint on that butt.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, slap that
Of
ass.
course, Randy does.
Slap it. So,
good,
guys,
but
what Dan is coloring, if you don't know, once Kor-Drath reaches 100,000, we will add this 4-page Bud Root story that Bud is writing and drawing, featuring Lilith, and Dan's coloring. This is page 2 and 3. And we got to make it to 100,000 to do that. Right now, we're over 90,000. If you add both campaigns together, if you look at just Indiegogo, it says 86,000 and change, but we're over 90. So we're creeping up. But
where's the other campaign? Where's that?
It was on Kickstarter, but it's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been over for months.
Okay, so you just have the Indiegogo.
Yeah,
option.
just Indiegogo.
Did you guys ever? Would you put it on Fund My Comic?
I haven't thought about it because we're really at the stage now for the main part of the book of getting it proofread by a couple people. Always good to have more eyes on it for the proofreading. Yeah, we're at 91,353, 1,535 backers. Thank you so much.
Randy, nice job.
Okay, so what do you guys think of the lettering blue like this? I think it's better, probably, right?
I like it.
I do.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is the monster saying "huh"? Or she?
Yes. That's why I would think the monsters could be something a little different, just to distinguish it from her.
Okay.
But yeah, I assume that's him coming out of the water going.
Should I make this blue too? I wonder.
Oh no, the caption box. I think caption boxes. I tell you, I like that old school yellow. Remember how Marvel back in the 70s, every caption box was this certain yellow?
Yeah. But this is a different. It's got to fit in the color palette,
Right. Well, yeah. And I'm just saying something like that fits in with what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I feel like is this "ha" is the back of it is, maybe I should reverse those.
Oh,
because
that's not a bad idea.
because it's going to pull it away from the character a little better. I think maybe. You see what I'm saying? I was getting lost.
Yeah, yeah,
The background bubble was getting lost.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that works, man.
That's cool.
I may play with it a little bit, just to tweak the color, but this just goes to show you how much we put into these illustrations, and this is not chucked out at all. This stuff is really worked on to get to these people the best possible comic we can possibly deliver to them. We really care. We really care about what we're doing. We love what we're doing. And so that's that they're going to get. It's going to show in the products that you're going to get.
Are there any Tolkien creatures in Kor-Drath? Elves, dwarves, goblins, trolls, etc. There are some of the main races, and you guys can go to Kor-Drath.com and check out the first 8 pages.
Oh no, that's
or first 11 pages, and it actually gives a description, a little synopsis of the history. So there are dwarves, there are elves, there are whole folk, which are kind of like your hobbits. There are humans, and they have branched out. The trolls and orcs and stuff like that, they are there. They are a little different than what you'd be accustomed to. There's also the camellia, which are a camel-like race. And the goblins. The goblins, if you go take a look at some of the stuff that we've got going on with the module and things like that, the goblins will be a present in there, and the troll stuff. Yeah, they're not going to be so prevalent in this first one, but this is a very large world, and we're dealing with one very small. And you can go check out the map of the Shattered Reach. We've got the map that all the backers are getting on there, and we're focusing strictly on the Myrmidor Mountains right now. But yes, trolls and goblins, but they're not just evil, mindless creatures. They're actually a race to interact with. And so, yes, the world, the way the magic works is completely different than you would see in like Tolkien. They do a lot of energy channeling, and Andy did a great job of depicting like the transfer of energy and healing and spells and how they work it with the old magic, and incorporated that.
So do I. It's funny. Dennis hasn't been over here in so long. He actually had to use a map to get over to my house.
Well, it's funny you say that, but Andy painted his house while I was gone.
I did it on purpose.
So when I went by, I was like, wow, that used to be Andy's house. Where did it go? Totally different.
That's right. Like Dennis said, I painted it.
AJ.
Okay.
Camel bugs, yes. They do not. The coins are minted by the Dwarven race. There are Goms and Sims, which are gold medallions or silver medallions that they use for currency. But most of the barbarians do trade in wares and goods and stuff that they make and harvest.
And whores. Just kidding. Not in the first volume. Maybe in the next one.
There's no electricity, so the red light district isn't in full swing.
That's right. They haven't figured out how to make candles look red instead of just running a little flame. So, look at all those layers. See, I don't know what clipping means, though.
Okay, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So, like I say, everything's on a layer. So the hogs are on one layer.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But in this folder right here, we have, see how many files I have? We have the hog. And then I have, these are, can you see that? They have a little arrow on them?
Yep.
Okay. So let's say I want to add another one. You go up to the top here, you get your menu, and
but when I can't read that. Does that say like add clipping layer or something?
I got to go to the top, and I'm going down to, I don't know why it says merge clipping mask. That's weird. All right, let's just try it over on this particular one here. Create clipping mask is what I'm looking for. Okay, so whoops, wait, hang on a second. I made a mistake there. I got to add a frame. I got to add add a layer. Now I'm going to do this one. It says create clipping mask. Now this is now clipped to that layer.
Okay.
So that has the same exact effect of what I just showed you with a lock layer. So anything I do here will only affect this this thing that's already illustrated on.
Okay. So what?
So it's kind of two ways to get the same thing, but well,
it's kind of like the easier way compared to where I would just add another layer and then I would go up and group those in one folder. Instead of doing that, you create a clipping layer,
yes.
which is the same thing. Oh, okay. I get it now.
Yep. So
Dennis,
now
hope you're paying attention.
I can go over this. Let me pick a color you'll see. I can go over this, and it's the same effect where it only affects what is before. But the neat thing about it now, if I just wanted to add a little bit of a light of color, and I can change the opacity down. So if I want to, kind of move it towards a red or something like that, and then I can bring up a. I have to bring this from the other screen to this one. I can bring up a hue and saturation and mess with that. So if I wanted to warm it a little bit or cool it,
right,
I can add some. Maybe I want to add a little bit of blue to it, and then I can go back to my opacity. That's
okay. Now I know what a clipping layer does.
Okay.
Damn it, I did learn something today.
It's cool. So, like I said before, now here's the here's a lettering. That's 2 layers. Let's go to Lilith. Now, her group has all 4 of the figures. So this is the first figure, and see how many layers are here. Now I can really show you.
Wow.
Lips. You can see me click them off.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the first one. So that everything is clipped now. So once I lock, clip the layer, it would only affect the girl. So I go in there with flats, and so this is how I combine the 2 things. That you got the flat layer of wings, and I lock that. So now that'll stay within this whole thing. It'll stay on. It won't affect her skin. I won't run into her skin tone anymore because I've locked it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm using those in unison, the clipping and the locking, to allow me to do these rather complicated files of. It's pretty intense, So, and just the time it takes to label it, heart, armor, eyes.
Dude, I know that's
lips.
one of the things where I sometimes get lazy.
Yeah.
And I just won't label it. It'll just be layer 6, layer 8, whatever, and then I regret it months later when I open it back up, and I'm like, oh crap.
That's why I do it, because ultimately, like just like we did, we changed the colors on in that lettering. It's like, bam, like it's what was I going to say? It's so easy. It's just you can just swipe it real easily, and
that's cool.
So I could add another. Now, if you're in between a bunch of these clipping masks and you just add a layer, it'll turn it into a clipping mask automatically. I'll move that up at the top
cool.
here. But see, I can now choose a type of layer. Let's say I want to do color, as opposed to the. Let's say I wanted to just change her color. Maybe I can make her. I can make her a blonde.
Oh yeah!
Oh wow!
That's why you do this stuff. It's so easy to do once you've got everything separated into all the layers. So.
Yeah, the only thing I had to do to Bud's art when I got it on that first figure of her, where you can see her ass and stuff. I don't know why Bud's kind of weird this way. I had to white out the balls that he gave her. I thought that was a little too much.
Or you went over with ink.
I was like,
Bud,
Bud, she has
took out the
balls.
twigs and berries. Is that what you did there?
Yeah, I had to take out the twigs and berries. I'm like, come on now.
Franks and beans.
Get your
Franks
fetish.
and
Get
beans.
your fetish out of my story, pal. I said,
So now if I did a multiply layer,
that's right.
You have all your different choices here. Tons of choices. You got multiply and overlay, hard light. In fact, I can kind of go through them and
So Paulus Art says Dan should clip this segment and upload it to his YouTube channel.
yeah, I will. I'll not this one, but I'm going to do a lot of stuff like this. That's so. I'm started to do my tutorials. I've got a lot of them.
Right.
I know.
And it's kind of fun. Like that's what's kind of cool now is I can do if I wanted to kind of do one of those cool effects where she's sort of in shadow a little bit.
Yeah. Everything but her boobs. Draw the eye where you want them to go.
And now with this hue, I can move that. Where is it? Come on, buddy. Why doesn't it want to move? Let me grab my mouse. It might be easier. You can see it change. Any kind of effect. I can get rid of the saturation a little bit too if I wanted.
We accept everybody.
That's right.
See, it's a little bit creepy, like kind of fun. A little sinister, and that's an effect I can do very easily now that all the work's been done. All the the layers have been separated.
Right.
So that's it. Anything else we can talk about?
No, man, that's cool. Dennis, did you want to show photos from your trip? You're chomping at the bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I was rather enjoying this. I learned a lot. I got to see it, like I said, when I got to see Dan's coloring, when I had seen Bud's original pencils and stuff, and then I got to see the color, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's so awesome. I really, really can't wait. Everybody, we got to get to 100,000. This has to go up. Plus, the original artwork will go up for sale.
I mean, once I get that fourth page, all 4 pages will be up as a tier. So if you want to buy the whole 4-page original art that Bud did, you'll be able to, and they're large.
They're massive.
The first page is on 18 by 24 paper. Bud does not like to work small, so the pages are larger than most comic pages. Most are 11 by 17. Bud is doing 18 by 24. So once that 4th page rolls in, all those will be up on the campaign for sale as a batch, not separate, because it's only 4 pages. So
have you got any of his original art with you?
Sequential art that he's done in like 10 years.
Yep. Paul Taylor, $10. Thank you. Hail Pain on CG. The more I see this book, the more I'm looking forward to reading it. Well, thank you very much. I'm excited. I finished my part a few weeks ago now, and now sitting down and looking at all the coloring. And like I said, I went through, and the colorist, Nanjan Jambiri is his name. He did a phenomenal job, but there's always those little picky things that the artist sees. So I went through every page and just tweaked little things here and there, add a little effect, special effect here and there. And it's just stuff that's easier for me to do than to explain. And just seeing it all sequentially like that, going through it is just really cool.
Andy, I'm amazed sometimes like how much stuff I actually miss when I'm, you'll come back to me like and say, oh, you didn't color this, or this should have been background, not armor, and like, I'm surprised sometimes if you think working on it, you would kind of get it, get it
Dude,
right.
It's the same way. I'm looking at pages, like I said, that I approved. Because, for those that don't know, the way it works is my colorist sends me JPEGs. I send him 5 pages at a time. And this is how I do it. Other guys might send 10 or 1 page at a time. I send chunks of 5 pages at a time to my colors, 4 or 5. And I get them back as JPEGs. And then I go through in Photoshop and I mark them up with a red, basically a red pen in Photoshop with notes saying, this is actually this color, this is this color, whatever. And then he sends the revisions back, and I check him against my notes, make sure he did everything. 9 times out of 10 he did. And then I say, great, send me the high-res files, and they're layered just in case I need to tweak anything. And there are pages where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this little thing that I should have had him revise, because he missed it. And, you can pick stuff to death, and I'm trying not to do that.
There was one where we were sitting there looking at it, and I was like, oh, this magic thing's happening, and, the tattoo needs to be glowing, and for whatever reason, we both had missed it on the original one. Yeah. Oh, got to go make that tattoo glow, and it's got to do this, and, but, yeah, and now it's in, we've got it in the proofer's hand, so the story's all locked, but now it's all about punctuation and stuff, and will a particular word need to be changed to clarify something? It's all the little parts on that. So that's the part it in. So there is a lot that goes into this.
I'll give you a great example. I was reading one page, and there was some narration, and I can't remember exactly what it says, and I probably wouldn't tell you because I don't want to spoil anything. But I'm reading it, and there's this big word in there. Now, I admit, when it comes to big words, I'm not the best. I'd like to keep it simple. But I understand, so every now and then you want to throw down a big word, makes it cool. So I was like, well, most people will probably get that. It's probably just me. Until Dennis let his wife read it, who is a very avid reader and is very well versed. And when she got to it, she even looked at Dennis and was like, what is this?
He literally said, what the hell is this word? And I'm like, really? And I says, I assumed it was just Andy.
Yeah.
What is the word? What was the word?
Guess what? We changed it.
Yeah, but what was the word?
Oh, I don't remember. Do you remember?
I don't off the top of my head. I can remember the part of the story and stuff like that. So I knew it right away. And I'm like, okay. Andy said the same thing. So I went in and turned it into 2 words, different words that are much more easy to understand.
Succinct.
But we go through this,
much more succinct.
It's a process.
It's just the insulting part that when I said it, Dennis's first reaction was, well, that's because you're a dumbass. But when his wife said it, it was, oh, we must change it then because I married up.
There is truth to that comment.
Oh, I know.
A lot of this.
Nope, that's a great word, Amish Ninja. It is one that will become part of the American verbiage, but in the dictionary at some point, but not yet. Not yet. Hashtag negative conductivity.
Amish Ninja, we can talk a little fantasy football. So, I actually played Amish Ninja this past week. I was projected to win. And then, like any good person from the Midwest, like Dennis and his pal Amish Ninja here, they figure out ways to cheat and manipulate the system. So he ended up beating me. And that's why Dennis is also 2-0. They know how to work the Yahoo fantasy football system to make sure they win. That's okay. I'm 0-2. I'm kind of like doing that thing in boxing, the rope-a-dope. Just tire your asses out, bitches. Because this guy's going to be coming back and will be in first place.
Oh, so you're doing the Muhammad Ali from the Muhammad Ali and Foreman fight.
Exactly.
You're just laying against the ropes, just taking.
It's called rope-a-dope, Dennis.
What's that?
It's called rope-a-dope.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
That's what he would call it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what Andy's doing. You know how we cheat, by the way? We actually start good players. That's how we cheat.
Hey. I got good players. I'm just saying.
Well, my big one, like I said, he went out. So now I have opened myself up. I am vulnerable. Bart is projected to beat me this week.
Bullshit. Is he really?
He is by like a half a point. So, this is what happens. Your whole season can be turned on some injuries.
That's right. I play my
Who do you guys like as like what do you think is going to win it this year?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean an actual
the real football?
NFL?
Yeah.
Well, first, let me say I play my wife this week, and just like in the bedroom, I'm going to spank that ass.
God, she's going to crush you. I feel it.
That means I'm going to win. I've got a 51% chance to win. Who do I think is going to the Super Bowl? God, I don't want it to be Kansas City. I wasn't a fan. I'm just not a fan, unless it's the Cowboys. I'm just not a fan of one team just, they're back in it again.
Yep.
Oh, they've been in it the past 5 years. When it was the Patriots, it's just boring.
It's the New York Yankees of baseball. That's why I gave up on baseball.
I'm Michigan. I'm Detroit Lions, and I think, did the Lions beat the Chiefs? I think they may have.
Yeah, week 1.
Week 1, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. That was a darn good sign. When I saw it, I said, "Oh my God, our first game, we're going to play the championship team."
And I started the Lions quarterback, and he got me good points over Dak. Absolutely,
that's right.
He got me points. Dak would have got me 2. So it was a great choice once again to start Goff.
Except this weekend, you're starting Dak.
I am. I just got a feeling that the Cowboys should have a better outing this week. So
I don't even know. Who are they playing?
Did you guys play football in your youth, or?
Look at this svelte body. Does this look like a guy that played football? Of course I didn't play football.
He didn't even make the cheerleading squad.
I couldn't even be a water boy. They're like, nope, we need you out to the center of the field in less than a minute, pal. You can't even run fast enough to get out there with water.
I was a defensive tackle in high school. I didn't play college ball. We kicked it around, and I knew I wasn't getting any scholarship or full ride. So it was fun for what it was. Now, defensive tackle. My job was to fill that gap, sack that quarterback, and that was enjoyable.
I played just 1 year. I played 1 year in high school, and
what'd you play?
What position? I was running back.
Oh, nice.
But I was second string. I was like, I sucked.
What?
So when you go in, you go in when you're really losing or when you're really winning. That's what happens.
By the way, you know how strong your toes have to be in ballet, pal? So suck it. And I was going to say, Dennis, as he said in high school, his job was to fill the gap and stuff. And in college, he didn't play football, but he did get pounced on by a lot of men that filled the gap. So, one half dozen the other. He took off the cleats for bed sheets. That's all I'm saying.
I did get a nickname. They called me Lateral Lawlis because I had one run that they lateraled the ball to me, and I ran pretty good with it.
Nice.
It was fun.
So
it is, it is fun. I have to say, it is fun. Just the 1 year I played, when you get the ball, and all of a sudden 11 guys, all of a sudden you just notice 11 guys wanting to kill you. Like,
yep. Oh yeah.
It's like, it's a wild feeling. Like they just want to hurt you. They just want to.
I do remember I got knocked unconscious. We were in practice doing the Nutcracker drill. And that's where the two guys are lined up against you. You have to shed the blockers. There's a pulling guard, basically, and you got to shed them and hit that running back. And you're not allowed to go outside of that. And my coach had looked at me and he goes, Turner, you better hit him helmet to helmet. You hear me? You're going to knock him out. I was like, yes, sir. I'm going to do it. And, of course, the pulling guard was Dean Mikowski. So shout out, Dean, if you ever watch this. He wound up getting a full ride to Notre Dame where he set records, North Dakota where he set records and stuff. Green Bay Packers drafted him. He wound up not making the team. But I met there, and he was, when you think of, Arnold Schwarzenegger, just pure muscle up in the weight room, he had that physique. He could hit. There's a reason why he was like all-state. He went right through there. I met him helmet just like I was supposed to do. Next thing I know, this is back when they were allowed to use smelling salts. They cracked open the smelling salt. And I was like, huh? They go, don't move. We're going to try and remove your helmet.
Yeah.
Wow, it was bad.
Yeah, they'd stick the guys who, like me, who weren't that good on special teams. So I remember one time we were playing this team that was, it's like a big, they recruit for it, so these guys are good and they're big and stuff. And so I'm on the kick, and I think we were kicking off. Okay, so it's, when you're running down the field, you basically got to take somebody out. So I picked this guy with one of those like neck brace type pads on his neck.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always the badass guys. I said, I'm taking this guy out. And I ran up there, and he just flattened me like a bug. Like he didn't even stop. I was laying on my back like, oh, what the heck? So it just, I wasn't big enough,
Oh my God! Why did he have you do that anyhow? Because you were a running back.
Yeah, well, I'm saying they put you in wherever they could fit you in to play,
right.
just so
Just
so you get some play
put in
time.
special teams?
It doesn't matter, where they stick you anywhere where water boy or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It was fun, it's fun. It's like this, this Kor-Drath and stuff like you're wearing armor, like that's, to me, football is fun because it's like you're like a gladiator. You're like, and the funny thing is, I didn't get hurt in football. I would get hurt in basketball or other things that you don't have the padding when you got this armor on. I didn't really get hurt.
Right. No, that's cool. Yeah, I know that your guy Chubb there that got out. What was it in his knee that he did? He tore it. What did he do?
I don't know what the official was. They just said it was season-ending, and then later on, it's possibly, now there could be an update, but it was possibly career-ending. So it was that bad. So
how many years has he been in the league? Any idea?
Nope.
Wow, it's only if you had some type of information box in front of you.
Yeah, but it's really not germane to this conversation at this point because we're running low, and it's all I know on time.
Oh, football is gladiatorial sport except for the Cowboy. Oh, please. Oh, it's ACL. It's not really career ending unless it's that. I mean, like
all I can do is tell you what they're saying, so we will find out. I had to drop him, so I immediately dropped him.
Who'd you pick up?
There's nobody left, so it's some guy that might get a start. I mean, this is just it. I go from 18 points a game to maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 points. That's a big switch in a week.
Well, somebody actually mentioned it. Was he playing on turf? Do you know? Was it turf? Because that's the thing, man.
Don't know. I was on vacation.
Rogers was on turf. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you were on your dumb vacation.
Yes, I wasn't watching football like all y'all were.
Yeah. Whatever, mountain man. Whatever. Nobody cares, Dennis. But what we do care about is Kor-Drath, the Reckoning. Sure, it says $86,682. We are over $91,000, though, when you take into account the Kickstarter campaign at $100,000. If you've been watching, you saw Mr. Dan coloring up that beautiful 2-page spread by Bud Root. Now it's superbly beautiful in color. Bud's got 1 page left of the 4. We hit 100K. Those 4 Bud Root Dan Lawlis pages get added to the book. 80 pages of awesomeness coming your way. Gotta hit the 100,000, guys.
Hey, do you got any Bud Root's originals there?
No, I don't have them here at the house yet.
Okay.
No.
I'm curious what they look like big. Like.
Yeah, I don't have them here.
Did you ever draw? Did you ever draw that big? It must. It's probably interesting.
Have I? No, just the 2-page spread. But I mean, 2-page spread is pretty much the size he's working, because a 2-page spread is 17 by 22, and he's working on paper 18 by 24. So I mean, it's right around the size of a 2-page spread.
Does that mean his 2-page spread is double that then? 18 by 24s. Is that
well?
In other words, is a single page an 18 by 24? And then
he's doing the single page was on an 18 by 24. The 2-page spread is bigger than a typical one, but he didn't take 2 18 by 24s and match them together. So it's still bigger, but not that scale. So,
Bud Root's greater than Bud Light, yeah.
Are you a Sean Tucker guy, Texas Longhorns running back? Nope.
Oh, Joe said the Cleveland Browns are bringing Kareem Hunt back. Yep.
Are
Thanks.
they really?
A couple of you guys just mentioned it. I just picked him up. Thanks.
So wait, was he not playing at all? And then it was like, well, buddy, you just got your shot back.
We'll find out. They said they're bringing him back, so I believe him.
Chubb might require 2 knee surgeries. Oh, yeah. Apparently it was so bad that they wouldn't replay it on the game that day. They showed the actual play. He was down, and then usually they'll show a replay. And they were like, nope, we're not going to show the replay.
Well, and I even mentioned it in our Skype, and then Bart was like, "Oh, it was bad." So Bart saw it, and I was like, "Yeah,
yeah." They didn't cancel the game. That's
By
all.
the way, speaking of football, you're familiar with the story of Michigan State coach?
What about him? No, what's the story?
He is on a contract to make $9.5 million a year for 10 years. $95 million.
Wow.
But he had this girl coming in to talk about, she's a rape victim survivor.
Yeah.
And she was doing these seminars. Well, they got to know each other. And in the course of a video call, she did inappropriate things, you know.
Oh no!
And it's like he's gone pretty much. Imagine $95 million.
So did he just sign that contract this year?
Yeah, I think he's been there for a year, so he's got $9.5 million of the first year.
Right,
You know?
but still, he blew.
He blew the opportunity. He blew. I mean, imagine that much money. I mean, how do you even spend that? You know,
That is crazy.
insane.
I don't know. Ask Tom Brady. He's got it. Let's see. Kareem Hunt was fishing around for a while, visiting. Oh, okay. Joe Bernardo, the Cowboys will use Trey No Chance will replace Dak after he starts. Oh, here we go.
love Joe."
I can tell you who won't be in the Super Bowl: the Niners. Boom! I said it, and I stand by it. The Niners won't be in the Super Bowl. She was brought in because of all the Michigan State issues with the women's gymnastics and that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's true. So, by the way, guys, I put up the black and white Bud Root cover. So we put that back up today. That's going to be up for a little while. So if you do want the black and white cover featuring Bud's beautiful line art and gray tones and everything, it's like holding a mini version of the original in your hands. That is back up, so you can get that. Like we said, the 100,000 stretch goal is the added additional 4 pages by Bud and Dan. I've got the 3 up here. I'll be posting the 4th one as well. Couple reasons. One, we want to sell all 4 pages, and you got to see what you're buying. And 2, this is not a complex story. It's just a fun little Lilith story. There's no spoilers to give away or anything. So showing all 4 pages, not a big deal.
But like I said, Bud hasn't done consecutive sequential pages in like a decade. So
right.
This is a big deal. And Bud was texting. He just absolutely loves drawing this. He was just giddy. So I'm very glad.
And let me grab this Paladin Dragon Rider $2. Thank you. Glad I backed it, and we are too. Thank you for that, sincerely. Bud, I sent him the 2-page spread, work in progress, and he just flipped it. He loves it.
Okay.
So
Cool.
he said something about I'm going to divorce my wife and go marry Dan, and I was like, well, I said, Bud, as long as you're okay being the catcher, because Dan's no pitcher. So he said he was. So Dan, you might get a knock on your door.
I don't know.
I got to tell him your wife's out of town. He might make the trip.
Bud and Dan rooming, I kind of feel like the odd couple right there.
Art the Bear
It's like a show.
Art the Bear says Lawlis. Feel kind of bad.
Hey, Art.
Other guys on this stream right now. Hi, Art. Guys, if you want a sketch cover, there you go. Conan beheaded, whatever. Kor-Drath beheaded Conan. Conan lost his head when he saw the mighty pecs of Kor-Drath.
But I do like what Kor-Drath says.
There you go. He says, "Crom, what's a crom?
What's a crom?
Crom's a pussy. That's what's."
By the way, I kicked the beehive on my Conan Facebook page because there was a
Well, hi, Art.
Jay Lee cover.
Hey, great to see you. It's been a while.
There was a Jay Lee cover of Conan, and I said it looked kind of feminine, like he, you know. I love Jay Lee; he's a great artist and everything.
Dude, but you're right. I mean, I saw that post, and I love Jay Lee's work.
Yep.
And I go way back, man. I loved his Namor stuff, and then he started inking himself, and it was real messy. And Sienkiewicz, Bisley, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like out of the blue, he came back and was doing this more realistic but very stylized work that he does now, and I love it. His cover compositions are simple but very striking. But that Conan cover, Conan just, yeah.
He looked too
Conan-
feminine, but it's a beautiful piece of art. I mean, it's
Right,
wonderful.
but I mean, did you see the Mignola Conan cover they did on issue 1
Not sure.
that just came out? I mean, it's the same thing. It's just, it's see if you can find it and share. Is this what you're sharing that's up there now?
I'm not
What I
sharing
see?
anything yet.
No, but I see this.
Hey, you guys seen the Conan I did for Chuck Dixon's?
Yeah, you can pull it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
You can share it here. I got the
Oh yeah, here we go. Let me do this. There it is.
Caravan
And that's
of
the
the
total
Damned.
mock-up. Like that's how the text will look and everything, or
Well, they have several to choose from, and I gave this as one of them. They haven't decided which one. I kind of like this one. I think it's cool with Chuck Dixon's little logo there, and I love the little avatar. So that was my idea. We'll see if they like it, but they haven't decided yet.
I hope they do. I think it looks great. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Now, do you have an actual? Obviously, the color was Photoshop, but did you draw it on original
Yeah, I have
paper?
original drawings of this, and you can see as you get closer, that's pencil.
Nice.
Love it.
So, how big is the original for that then?
Oh, just a 11 by 17.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
cool.
maybe a tad bit bigger. I don't know. I just kind of went off the edges and with it. So
Yeah, dude,
But-
that looks freaking awesome.
yeah, thanks. I'm hoping he came up with the first one, and I kind of like, well, why didn't you contact me? It's like, don't you know I've been dying to do a Conan cover, and I kind of feel like I'm blacklisted at Marvel and stuff. So
Yeah, but now you got to reach out to Titan, man. Titan had
well,
it.
it's the same people that went from
Is it?
Is it?
Marvel. Yeah.
No, but wait a
well,
second.
I never know. You never know. I kind of
the same
suspect it.
editor.
I can't prove it, but I kind of suspect it. So I just can't really, So maybe they'll hire me. Who knows? But the
Well,
main
no,
thing
I
is,
mean, all I'm saying is, I mean, I know it's the same people for the Conan property, but when it comes to the editorial staff, it's totally different.
no, not really, because I think the writer is more the editor too. So
Oh,
I don't know. Might be
They-
worth
they
trying
wanted to
find
to-
an email
you
and
know.
reaching out.
in any case, they may hire me. You never know.
Did you post this on like Twitter and then do at Titan Publishing or anything
No,
like
they know. I've talked to them. Tried
okay.
I've sent them emails, and they're they're
Well,
kind of like,
it's their
well,
law.
maybe,
Hey,
So I've gotten word back, but it's nothing, definite.
But you are doing some of the covers for Sarah, right?
For
Is that
who?
a?
Yeah, I did
Sarah-
some of the Death Dealer stuff, and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
That
so I
was
mean
kinda
that's
fun.
cool
Yeah, that's great.
because I know you had a Jones one for that as well.
Yeah, I did it for the Comics Buyers Guide too. That the one for
Yeah.
JC Vaughn.
Yeah,
But the main thing is I wanted to do Conan covers, and now I can because I think this was successful. I think Chuck was happy with it, so hopefully I can do more. of
now
this Conan.
is this and you might not know, one, when does this come out, and two, is it a hardcover or a paperback, or don't you know?
It may be both. I think it's both, and but I have read it, and it's great. It's like.
So-
This is a story where like it really pushes Conan to the limits of his physical endurance and his cunning and stuff. It's a great thing. Basically, he attacks the wrong caravan and gets something he shouldn't have gotten, and so they sent everybody after him. And then the death march kind of him trying to escape from these people. It's really cool. It's
Awesome.
Do you know when it's supposed to come out?
No, I don't know.
All right, I'll have to search Amazon and see if there's even a pre-order. Just to.
I've asked, I said I've emailed them, but they haven't gotten back to me. I said like let's let me know when this is happening, and I can because today it's when you get someone to do your art, you're getting more than that. You're getting their marketing abilities
Right.
online. So if I the more I know about the product, the more I can tell people what it is, and you kind of get you get involved in it, and it makes a big difference, I think. So
Yeah.
like
No,
we're
that's
doing now, we're doing we're talking about Conan, we're talking about Kor-Drath, and it's like this is getting our attention out, saying, hey, check it out, that kind of thing. So
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I'm glad you got to do it. So
Yeah.
back to this real quick. So yes, if you want to get this sketch cover, it is still available. So you can get it. It's at a great price. So you can get that. Of course, you can read about the story, read the first 11 pages by clicking here, or read the first 8 on the website. Let's see what else. The beanies, as you can tell, are in. I got to go through, or we need to go through and see who ordered just the beanie. If you did, I can mail it out. If you got a t-shirt as well, we'll combine the shipping, and we should hopefully get the t-shirts in the next couple weeks. You'll know because we'll be wearing them on stream. And just for you, I'm not going to wear pants that day, so you can focus on the t-shirt.
Well, maybe I'll keep my sleeves on for one day then.
Don't you tease us like that, you son of a bee. The mini prints that everybody gets for backing the book. Let me get down to those. Oh, wait, real quick. The artist edition, 9x12, 96 pages, was 88, now 96. The game module is in the proofreader's hands as well. Hopefully, we're going to get that to the printer next week.
Does Budroot's story go in that big book if it happens?
Yes, that's the other thing. If we hit the 100,000, Bud's 4 pages of the Lilith story will be in this oversized artist edition. So
4 more pages.
No, it'll still be 96.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now I'm able to take some because I had to do spot art for the game module. So I'm putting those on separate pages. But if I include Bud's 4 pages, I can put the spot art. I can combine it onto combine multiple pieces on one page to fit Bud's in. So no, it's 96. Game modules in production. There's a page from it going for that classic D&D feel.
Yep. And I've started working on the game setting for the role-playing side of things. So that's also in the works, but that won't be, well, sometime later when maybe volume 2 hits.
With all the different versions. Yes, Randy, that is true. These the 7x10 mini print character cards, playable character cards to play in the game, and the Shattered Reach map are going to be going to the printer either this week or the beginning of next week. And same with the beautiful Lilith trading card. That's going to the printer. It's the same printer for all that stuff. So
colored by me.
What's that?
Colored by me.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot really for the coloring for this campaign. I did the Budroot cover, and
right there.
The regular Kor-Drath cover,
and the character cards,
and several character cards, including and then the game board.
Yep, the original or the art by Bart.
Yeah,
for
Bart's
the game module, colored by Dan, and Bart's black and white art is in the artist edition as well. So you guys can check that. Dan, I want to thank you for joining us. We're going to bug out of here. We got to do some other stuff. We got to
go check out Graybeards. They're coming on any minute. So.
And Graybeards has officially started 15 minutes ago. And
that's Aaron Lepresti, David Williams, Gary Martin, and who else is and
Kelsey. Wait, you said Gary Martin, Kelsey Shannon.
So a lot of good stuff. Hey, by the way, you guys ever watch Kelsey and Richard Friend do their Sunday show?
I need to.
It's really great. I mean, Richard just finds the best art in the world, throughout the history of comics, and he's got a library of just great stuff. Anyways, it's a really neat show.
Dennis is showing us a little video from Alaska.
Ooh.
I mean, is it Alaska, or did he just go to Wisconsin for a week and go to a lake? I'm not sure. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
There's killer whales. Never mind. There's baby killer whales.
Those are humpbacks, not killer whales.
Oh, humpbacks. Yeah, he didn't go to Alaska. He just went to Seattle. Took a whale tour. You liar.
Look at that background. It looks like a castle on the hill there. Like that.
Yeah, there's the scenic stuff, the mountains. It is fantastic.
Paul says killer whales in Wisconsin. Have you been to a Wisconsin bar? Those ladies come big because of
man.
That's all I'm saying.
Ouch.
Wow.
Oh, Dennis is going to show a relative. Oh, you're not?
I'm going to. Just gotta get in there. Share screen.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Dennis's brother. Oh, look at that. I can see the resemblance.
We actually got to see, there was a mama, a brown bear. She was a mama with 2 cubs. And then as we were filming her, which I've got video of, off to the right, all of a sudden a mama bear came out of there with 3 cubs, which is a real rarity. Usually they only have them in pairs. It was so cool that even the boat driver, because we were on the boat tour at that time, they actually stopped and they're like, we don't even get to see this. So we all got to stop. So it was a real, a real rarity.
I know you zoomed in, but I mean, still, how far away were you?
Oh, well, yeah, I zoomed in there. We were out.
And that bear actually looks like it's shitting in the woods in that position.
He looks a little pissed.
And is that a woman bear or a man bear?
I don't know. Couldn't really see.
The look looks like the look on her face looks like she's not happy with you, so it's got to be a woman.
See the twig and berries?
Yeah, no, we've actually got him with the cub playing and stuff and hopping on the mom, and the mom's just playing with the bears. And yeah, there were a lot of cool ones. I got one of a bald eagle. He was a ways away, so I really had to zoom in on it and stuff like that. And then the orcas were next to the boat when we had already finished our whaling tour. But they were literally, we had gone to eat, and all of a sudden everybody rushed over. There were orcas right next to the cruise ship. And 5 minutes later, all of a sudden the little baby orcas, they looked like porpoises. They were all going through that. You know, we got salmon because they're running right now. So the salmon are all leaping out of the water and stuff. So I've got video of the leaping salmon. And yeah, it was awesome. It was a great tour. But we never saw the sun. It was 8 days of rain. Which was kind of a bummer. The good news was whenever we had our excursion, the rain stopped, it held off. We got to go out, see everything, do it, get back on the cruise ship, and it started raining. So
did you do any of those helicopter things at the glaciers or anything like that? Or
couldn't do any of that. No helicopters because it literally was raining, so all that stuff was grounded. My wife and my mother, who had gone on, they went on the tram, so they got to go up. And then while they were doing that, I hiked to the state capitol because I needed to get that out of the way. And then,
so technically, Susie's never been to the state capitol.
No, she's already been to Alaska.
Oh, well, isn't that fancy?
Right? I had to catch up. So there we go.
So what was the coldest temperature during the day?
I think we got into high 30s, low 40s. So like 39, 40.
Were you wearing a coat?
If I was on the ship, when we were upstairs and stuff, no, I didn't wear it. When I went into town, because it was supposed to rain every day, I had to take a coat because it was waterproof.
And did you represent with your DNA shirt?
I did. I actually brought my DNA shirt, and most
of
my
that beanie.
Were sleeveless.
That beanie would
have
kept you warm.
One pair of pants because the 2 fancy restaurants, you know, you're not allowed to wear shorts in there, so you had to wear good pants. So I brought a pair of pants for that, and you had to wear sleeves. So kind of had to dress up for the occasion.
Oh, well, on that note, Dan, have a good rest of your day. And
hey, where you guys at, by the way? Where you're northern? You're in what
Charlotte,
state?
North Carolina.
Okay, so you're a little warmer. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I just would have said North Carolina, but Dennis likes to dox us with the city. You want to give the home address while you're at it there?
Yeah, Andy lives at.
Damn, Charlotte's not that big of a city.
It's a huge city.
It is kind of big. All right, guys, we'll have a movie review tomorrow of The Haunting in Venice. I believe that's the name of it. And we will be back next Wednesday with Gary Martin. Speaking of graybeards, he's coming on for the graybeards, and we're going to continue our talk of decades of comics. We already did the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. Gary is going to join us. We're going to talk about comics in the 60s.
60s. Back in 60s. When Andy was reading comics.
Nope. Dennis and I are the same age. That's not true. Dan probably was, though. He's old.
Well, I was, I was still pretty young, but yeah. But probably Archie and Hot Stuff and Casper and, I remember
Hot
that
stuff. Dan was looking at porn in the 60s. Good Lord.